Sam, that was a topsy-turvy old game in a lot of ways. What do you think the difference was in the final wash-up?
I mean, there's a few things to point at. I think they kicked the last goal of the first quarter and first one of the third. I think they kicked 8 in a row if you add it all up. So letting a side like that and get that sort of run on, it's going to be tough. So that's the negative. The positive was we got back in front even after that, but we just couldn't finish the job at the end. So we had chances all the way to the last 3 minutes and didn't take them. So they're a good side. They play a really consistent brand. We know how they go about it. Everyone does, and they just hung in a bit longer and were a bit more consistent than us through the night.
Can you put your finger on why there were so many goals kicked to that scoreboard end?
No, I actually rang down to the bench and said, it doesn't seem like it, but is there any breeze at all? So no answers for why they were all kicked to one end. But I think when it's very rare that one team has the momentum for a whole game. Now, I think both teams did a decent job of when they had momentum putting scoreboard pressure on, but they were a little bit cleaner and a little bit more clinical when it really mattered, and they just were able. I think we had some momentum at a couple of different times, but we weren't able to put the score on the board, which put them away. So a bit disappointing there.
What changed after the second quarter, particularly, Sam? You just lost your dominance around the ball, or was that too simplistic?
No, that's pretty accurate. I think we lost contested possession by 20 in a quarter, which is world record pace. So that's not going to get it done against anyone, let alone Adelaide. So there was a level of contest around the middle of the ground that we got a touch up in the second quarter, and we weren't able to get the ball into our front half at all. And then we just had too many issues in the game. They're little details that we gave up 4 goals from forward 50 stoppages. So stuff like that that we've trained a lot and we work hard on. We just weren't quite sharp enough tonight. And when you play the best sides, that's the challenge. You can't afford to have any part of your game not on. And we had enough in our game that they were able to exploit. I thought they had a couple of holes that we got hold of them at a couple of different times, but they were able to exploit our weaknesses a bit better through the night.
How's Will Day? Early?
Not sure. I figured I'd get asked about it, so I deliberately didn't talk to the medical guys because I don't have an answer yet. He was cramping. He's got ice on most parts of his lower body, as plenty of the players do. So unsure just yet.
Just another outstanding game from him. You must be thrilled with what he's brought to the table after such a long break.
Yeah, Daisy's important for us. We obviously had sort of 4 months out of the game and has put together 2 games now, and he's pretty important for the way we go about it. But I thought the midfield as a collective, it was a strange game from a numbers point of view. I don't think anyone had no midfielders from either team sort of were even in the mid-20s. So it was an interesting game, very even across both teams. They had a little bit of class. Obviously, Rankin and Dawson just had their moments, and they were just a little bit. You give them a metre and they take it all and kicked a couple of goals that were pretty important for them in a couple of moments. And a couple of our key players did the same. But Daisy's certainly important for us, and it'll be interesting. Hopefully he's feeling okay.
Must have been thrilled with that start to come over here after what they had done last week, sitting in the top 2. You must have just been thrilled with what you were able to produce early.
Yeah, they're 2 really good pressure teams. I think when you watch that, there's not a lot of space to have a run around and a bounce and make decisions for very long. And if you thought about what you were pleased with, I think the part of the game that I was pleased with is we forced them to play a little bit differently. They're really good at scoring from their front half. We restricted that, but they found another way. That's what good teams do. And so we restricted some of the way that they wanted to play, I thought, and it wasn't quite good enough. But there's some positives to come out of it. But we need to, I don't think there's any surprises where our season's at. Where the season's in our hands. We've got 3 games to go. We'll win those. See you in September. That's what we have to focus on now, and hopefully we see Adelaide again.
What are your big work-ons in those last few games? What do you really hope to tighten up?
Some areas. The defensive 50 stoppages are a bit of a concern. Conceding 4 goals is going to be tough. That we moved the ball okay at different stages tonight and gave our forwards pretty good looks. And there was a great contest with Thilthorpe and big Tom Barras at centre forward, and I thought if I could choose anyone to be in that contest on him, I would choose TB. Anyone in the competition, still marked it. So sometimes you tip your lid to those. The best players in the comp are very, very good at this stuff, and if you get beaten like that, I can cop that, and I think anyone can. But there were some parts of our game that we let it slip from things that are in our control. So very focused on those.
Got another big test coming up Thursdays against Collingwood. Got them on a 5-day break. Doesn't get bigger than these 2 tests in a row, I guess.
Yeah, I mean Adelaide, and then Collingwood at the G. I mean these are the games we want to play in. So we've been talking about getting to this position as a football club, as an organisation for a few years, and the AFL has given us the confidence that we deserve to play in these big games, and we're going to. I don't imagine we lost too many fans out of tonight. I don't think anyone walks away going the Hawks aren't very good. I think everyone recognises that there's something in our game that's good, but good is a challenge because we need to be great from where we are right now, and Collingwood have proven that they're the real deal, aren't they? So fortunately for us, quick turnaround, get back to Melbourne tomorrow, and we'll be ready to take on the Pies on Thursday night.